Hey, what's good, everybody? The ambassador here. Hey, yeah, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Well, that's because I've been upgrading some equipment here in the home studio, and to help test it out, I've got some awesome guests. Actually, and here's kind of a fun fact that he doesn't know. Exactly 1 year ago today was his little "Where's the Ambassador" video. It is Joey with Single Rider Coasters. What's up, bud? Did you know it's been 1 year?
Wow, I did not realize it. 1 year exactly.
1 year exactly since I posted the you're walking on the aircraft carrier.
Well, this was a perfect date for recording this. That does make a lot of sense because that was around the time I remember being in Norfolk. Yeah,
exactly. And also another virtual guest to help us test out all the technical fun stuff. And it was super last minute, super clutch. You may know him from every single other podcast that he's been on, like in the past year. But super cool dude. We've got Airtime Myke. What is up, Myke?
What's up, man? I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, sometimes, man, if it's like tag team wrestling. We just had WrestleMania, and someone needed to tag in, man. I'm here. I'm always available, man. I'm like The Rock, man, coming in last minute in the ring. I'm ready to go.
Yes, and lucky us for that, for sure. I know that you were on our podcast from the other channel that I don't mention anymore.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about it anymore. Many years ago, but I'm glad to have you back. Super excited, and you came in clutch, so I appreciate that. So so let's just start off right off the bat. It is April 20th today, and
you know what that means.
We know what that means, everybody. That's the real reason why we're doing this show. Yeah, that's the real reason why Joey was helping.
I forgot already.
Exactly. But no, there's been a lot of new rumors and rides and all that crazy kind of fun stuff. Let's get into it. We'll start with West Coast, then we've got our representative from the East Coast who will help us out with everything, east of the Rockies. But Joey, we've got here at Magic Mountain, huge progress happening. What do you say? What do you know?
Right. Well, yesterday you and I met up at the park, and we got to take another tour, looking around, and we checked out all the angles we could find, looking for markers. You did point out that one stretch of all the survey markers, all in a straight line, coming up the hill towards where the Golden Bear used to be. So that's very intriguing. The not mechanical bird, the bird with the motor on it.
It's a motorcycle bird.
The motorcycle bird. That's it's very intriguing. They're doing a great job of hyping this up, I think, and we're going to be in for a big surprise. It's not going to be like Wonder Woman Flight of Courage when the permits were leaked in February of 2020. We knew we were getting the Jersey Devil clone.
I know, right?
Very anticlimactic. All we were excited for was to hear, is it going to be the Flash or is it going to be Wonder Woman? Because we saw the track color already in the parking lot. So this is big hype. It's 2025. It should be a big year. They know they're competing with Fast and Furious, Universal coming, which is also a mega coaster. I mean, we're talking rumored Velocicoaster level goodness. So
yeah, I mean, it should be really cool. And for those who may have been living under a rock, Magic Mountain has cleared a whole bunch of land. Magic Mountain is on a hill. It's actually the hills are not what are Magic Mountain. Actually, Magic Mountain. Here's a fun fact: Magic Mountain is actually an actual mountain nearby that had an old World War II Nike missile site on top of it. It's still there. It's abandoned Nike missile site, which is kind of fun. But that's what it was named after. But so there's really hilly, and there was a theater there called the Golden Bear Theater that they completely tore down. It's a class. It used to be called the Showcase Theater. Is that right?
I think so.
And they had Sonny and Cher and a Salt and Pepper. Or what was the one that was the TLC that caused the
TLC? Don't go chasing waterfalls, and that brought the mountain down.
Exactly. Myke, did you know about this?
I know about TLC and the album. It's called Crazy Sexy Cool, but it's a beautiful album.
Of course,
but, I didn't know about the history.
Yeah, the history was that there was a concert there back in the 90s, and it was it got crazy, and then fights broke out, and it was absolutely nuts, and it was this is before Magic Mountain. Again, for those who don't know, there's a sheriff's station, substation actually at Magic Mountain that they built in response to this event that happened.
So, fun fact, Magic Mountain was the first park to have metal detectors. And at the time, everyone freaked out, what is this, the airport? We're just at a theme park. Why are we, because of the stabbings and shootings, they want to make sure it's not going to happen in the park.
God.
So, yeah, that was a big deal. I remember I was not super young, but my first visit to Magic Mountain was in 1988. So when I date myself too much here, but
hey, you can date. Hey, this is No Coasters for Old Men podcast. That's what we should call this. You know,
yeah,
we're all of the ripe old age of over 40.
I got to ride Colossus with the double down, so
wow,
that's I don't remember it. I was young, but I can at least say I got to ride it.
Yeah. So basically, so TLC, what had happened was like, yeah, all these fights and stuff happened, and then they really stopped bringing concerts as a result of that. So it just was mainly like a venue for like, you know, grad nights. They'd have like hypnotists and maybe some like competitions for like cheerleading competitions, stuff like that. So it really wasn't doing anything. And so it's just been sitting unused in a huge plot of land. So they demoed the whole thing, and all these markers have gone up, and it's obviously clearly going to be a roller coaster. There's no way there'd be that many markers if it was just going to be like an extension of a land or something like that. And so I've heard rumors of manufacturer. I'm not going to share them because it's just like they're just rumors. That's all they are. I haven't seen any people on site. I haven't seen anything like that, but just rumors. But yeah, there's a motorcycle bird teaser. People keep calling it a steampunk bird. It is not a steampunk bird, because everyone's saying that because of, you know, Six Flags is on the steampunk kick, you know, but it's definitely a motor. You look close, you can see carburetors. You can see like it's.
You know, we talked about this before. Remember, right? We were trying to disclose, like, you know, what's actually something in the ride lineup that's actually missing in Magic Mountain, and like, there's not a whole lot of opportunity for gap because you pretty much have every manufacturer and every coaster model there. But if you are getting, you know, quote unquote, the rumor for a motorbike type ride, that's something you don't have at your park.
Giga motorbike coaster confirmed.
Yeah,
you heard it here first.
Yes.
Ooh.
No, I mean,
it's one of a kind.
I mean I because it does, the two consumers does the teaser says, you know, thrills are cycling in. That's just, people don't talk like that. Like, not even in old timey days. No one says, ah, yes, there's you know, old bad weather cycling in. You know, no one talks like that, right? So clearly that's the rumor. There's another one that says like epic thrills are powering up or power up for. I don't know if that means it's gonna be a launch. I don't know. That one doesn't seem as clear to me. But yeah, a motorbike coaster or some sort of straddle coaster seems to be, and so then you start naming off the manufacturers that make those. So it's like, I know that we've got Intamin. Who else we got?
Vekoma.
I think Zamperla makes a straddle coaster. And, you know, they're having a hot streak right now. I mean, I don't know.
Now, are they having a hot streak? We're going to find out. If they're going to have a hot streak or not.
That's true. That's true. You know, I'm rooting for them, but, you know, you never know, because it's like, yeah, I don't, because I mean, we were just talking about this, Joey, like their giant discovery here at Magic Mountain's down all the time. Your giant discovery at your home, no, you don't have one there, do you? No, does
Six Flags
I got
America.
a Mondale.
Oh,
we have a Mondale here at Kings Dominion, and it's been down for almost 2 years. so they're not helping either. They're not helping the discussion either. So we're having some problems here with these Mondales and these Giga Discovery type rides. So pendulums are having problems, you know. And then of course you had over there at Six Flags America, you know, it was doing a stanky leg. So
that's right.
Yeah. Who knows what's going on with these things?
Yeah, it's frustrating because it's like, you know, I don't want Zamperla to be known for that, because it's like, you know, because like the straddle coaster that I've ridden from them is at Knott's Berry Farm, so Pony Express, not by any means super crazy, but I haven't heard of any reliability issues with it. Not really. It's a flywheel launched.
Right, it is. And it's like a steeplechase at Luna Park, which I got to ride last year, and that one actually is really punchy. Like, that was a really fun coaster.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, we'll see. It's Cedar Point, you know, and what we're referring to, obviously, Cedar Point's doing, hired them to redo Top Thrill Dragster, Top Thrill 2, or as I like to call it, T2 Thrill 2, Top 2 Thrill 2?
Top 2 Thrill 2, yeah.
Because it was like the logo. Well, you see the logo, right? It says like top, a big huge 2, and then Thrill next to the big 2. So it's like is it like R2D2, top 2 Thrill 2? I don't even know, but who knows? I mean, it could be Zamperla. Who knows? But my guess would be probably Vekoma would probably make the most sense, just because Intamin and Six Flags aren't really working all friendly all that much, really.
Right. And
sort of.
Six
I mean,
Flags,
you just got one at over Georgia, so
that's a good point.
Possible.
Six Flags is working with Vekoma at Great Adventure.
Oh,
true too.
They do like to buy things in packages.
Well, but wasn't the Georgia surf coaster, wasn't that supposed to go somewhere else and then they just snagged it?
That was Aquaman.
Oh, that was Aquaman?
Yeah.
Yeah, took it over Texas.
Okay. So they're building that from the ground. Oh, that's interesting because it seems like that's what another thing that Six Flags has been doing recently is like, you know, oh, you don't want that giant Vekoma boomerang? Ah, we'll take it. You know what I mean? So it's
discount ticket price that thing, send it on over. We'll announce it for summer next year, which really means like winter.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
or the next year
it'll open in this year. Yeah, maybe.
They're going to put a turntable on the Flash, and so that's going to be a 2025 coaster.
Yeah. Well, you know, and so I joked. It's like, well, okay, so what if we're getting the Tron coaster that was supposed to go to Disneyland and Tomorrowland, and they got rid of it? So Magic Mountain's like, okay, we'll take your Tron, and we're gonna call it a bird.
Getting off the freeway yesterday, pulling into Magic Mountain, there were 2 trucks that had Buena Vista Studios on the door. So,
well, that's because there's a lot of filming that happens up here in Santa Clarita, a lot of television filming, and also. Similar story, and I put this on my Instagram for those who don't know. I was coming back from Magic Mountain, and pulling off the freeway was the Revenge of the Mummy coaster train on the back of a truck. I was like, "What?" And so I'm like following it, like like some creeper, just like, you know, following him around, and like he ended up at this warehouse that is a Universal Studios Hollywood tech repair place. And let me tell you, when I say that I saw all sorts of fun goodies, but I technically don't think I was on, you know. I think I was on private property, so I wasn't filming anything. But like all the Jurassic World, the Jurassic Park animatronic dinosaurs were all just in the parking lot, like just not covered. I'm like, what? Like a couple of boats and like the Revenge of the Mummy ride vehicles and all this different stuff. So I was like, hot dang. And the funny thing about it is it's actually literally. So this new roller coaster at Universal is going to be like Fast and Furious theme, right? And like. Literally right across from this tech warehouse where they'll probably be working on the trains and the systems for this new roller coaster is where homeboy died. That was what's his name?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. Yeah, where Paul Walker died. Like his like memorial, like his death.
That's a little eerie.
Scene is literally across the street from where the Fast and the Furious trains are going to be.
I might have to pass in that credit next year. Okay. That's got some bad vibes right there. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Maybe it's bad vibes, or maybe, you know, maybe the ghost of Paul will ride with you on every single, you know, ride. That'd be legit. You know what I mean?
Is that something you want to have on a ride of that park? A Paul Walker ghost?
Yeah.
Talking about family? Hey,
yeah.
Family.
Dude, that'd be cool, you know? Like, you know, it's like
digital projection on the ride.
Yeah, no, it's the updated version of the hitchhiking ghost from Disneyland. You know, all of a sudden it's like an actual ghost. We're like, yeah, what's up, bro? And he's like, yeah, bro.
There you go, full time theming all the time.
We're gonna do it for pinks, man. We're doing it for the pink slips. No, but I just thought that I know, rest in peace for sure. Like, I just think that the irony of that was pretty incredible because it's like when I first moved up to the Valencia area, I didn't realize that that's where Paul Walker had passed. I mean, it's like 5-minute drive from my house. It's like, but then I started thinking, I was like, I wonder if maybe he was on his way or was already at that tech warehouse doing recordings for like the Fast and the Furious horrible ride that already exists. Like, I was wondering, maybe is that why he was there?
Right. You know, I'm actually kind of excited that they're actually building a Fast and Furious ride out there in California, because the one in Florida is really horrible. And I don't really say that lightly. Anyone, you all know, if you're listening to this and you've been on Fast and Furious, you know it sucks.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Which is people, it's pretty bad.
Commonly voted worst theme park ride ever. Like, it tops the charts. And we actually have the same thing, but it's integrated into the studio tour.
Yep.
So instead of waiting in line for just that, they just kind of throw that in there as part of the studio thing.
Yeah. And it was even worse because like there was even like a section, which I'm glad they're getting rid of. But like, remember that section where it would kind of do this detour and it goes, oh, look, here's the Fast and the Furious cars. And they were like on like little robotics, and they would just spin, and they would dance. I'm like, what? It's called the dancing cars. But they're replacing it now, I think, with dinosaurs. I think it may have already been done. But yeah, I'm going to get a Universal person. But no, but you're absolutely right, Mike. I'm like, the Fast and Furious franchise, you know, like it or hate it, but it's been very, very popular. It's a very popular IP, and it just screams roller coaster. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like it needed to be a roller coaster. And so the success with Velocicoaster and Intamin, you know, we're going to finally get our sort of Velocicoaster West Coast, which is, exciting. I'm really excited for that coaster. I know it's kind of like,
oh, I think it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know, New Age Intamin, they don't really fail at anything they do, especially when you incorporate the details of the drifting elements and having it themed correctly. And you know, when you open the checkbook up, we've seen now with Velocicoaster and Hagrid's, when Intamin gets a checkbook and they're like, hey, it's an unlimited budget and do what you want to do.
Yeah,
they've made 2 successful rides, which is actually, if you want to be completely honest with you, Islands of Adventure has been put on the map because of the last 2 Intamin roller coasters.
Absolutely.
Like what's really made that park what it is.
Absolutely.
So continue to keep going. Yeah, I can see a huge spike up there, especially coming out of California. With the Fast and Furious when it finally opens up, it's going to be an amazing roller coaster.
It's about time we got something like that at our Universal out here in Hollywood, because I mean, Revenge of the Mummy was the first coaster that the parks had, and that was in 2004, I think. And then there's the Flight of the Hippogriff, you know, the mock family coaster. I mean, that's it for a major theme park. They need something like the Fast and the Furious edition. It just made perfect sense.
Yeah, and also because Universal Studios Hollywood is like literally like built on the side of a mountain like this. And it just screamed, like whenever we go down the escalators, it just screamed, especially when they opened up Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City. We're showing, look, you can just have the drop right out of the station. Like use the topography to your advantage, you know. And I kept saying, well, they should do something like that. They should, you know, like you've got all that's because they're like, oh, we're small, we have a smaller footprint, you know, we don't have as much, you know, we have to tear things down. I said, nah, you've got the whole hill, you could build something. And it also what Time Traveler shows that you can use the launch mechanism to get back up, you know, to the station. And so I'm glad they finally listened to me and they're building something right on the edge. So
it's going to be.
Thanks, Mark. We appreciate you, man. It's all you.
I know. Right? They don't call me ambassador for nothing.
It is going to be a world-class terrain coaster.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be
It really is.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
really is.
and the thing is, they don't want it to fail, you know, because it's like this is a big investment and, you know, big land infrastructure, land moving and all that different stuff at Universal, and it's going to be huge. And they went to taking all the care to make it like quiet because of all the, you know, the neighbors are all worried, and you know, so it's like I really do think that drift element, I'm kind of curious to see what's going to be. Do you think it's going to be first of its kind, or is it going to be similar to like what's that one in Europe? Was it the Star Trek one or something like that also kind of has that movement?
That's the Star Trek ride at Movie Park Germany, I think. But
that's right.
I think this is going to be totally different. This is going to be a first of its kind. I mean, Intamin is known for innovating. You write them a check and they'll, like we said, they'll do whatever. Look at Falcon's Flight. I mean, good Lord.
Right. What are we doing? You know I mean,
when that...
Could you imagine that conversation they had? Can you imagine the conversation they had? They're like, hey, we want the tallest, fastest coaster in the world. It was like, well, how fast you want to go? It's like, can you get past 160 on a regular roller coaster? He said, yeah. How tall you want to go? 600 feet. Done.
Yeah.
You know,
and you want it to be 5,000 feet longer than the current longest coaster in the world too?
Sure.
Yeah. So probably what happened was they're like, oh, so we heard this guy Airtime Myke. Yeah, he's on. You know him. He's on YouTube. He was saying within a limited budget we can do whatever. So you guys got that money, right, Saudi? Come on, give us some money. We'll make it look good. Nah, that's gonna be amazing. Yeah, I love Intamin for that very reason. That's why Intamin is my favorite. It's because they take risks, and because they take risks, yeah, some rides don't work out that well. But you know, to your point earlier, Mike, I think that the modern Intamin has gotten a lot better.
It's like Vekoma, same thing. Like
absolutely,
whole different manufacturer.
Yeah. I think that, you know, that the likelihood of it being working is much higher than it used to be. Like with your it's like your Superman, the one at Magic Mountain. You know, there were some issues with that. You know, it was one of its kind, first of its kind, and you know, some other things that they take risks. But I love it when they take the risks. You know, it's like. You get sky rush when you take a risk. You know, you get all these different things. I said the right words.
Yeah,
look at him.
Perfection.
I mean, come on, man. It's one of the best coaches that exist out here. I mean, it's sky rush. I mean, like, and I know a lot of people, you know, have their issues with the so-called restraint. I guess we'll probably get in that later. But I had no problem with the original strain, which gave you the freedom of the laterals to just slide all over it was so great.
Yeah.
It's the only coaster that you probably ride where you felt like you could literally get thrown out of the train. And I guess people didn't like that, and so they wanted to make it comfortable. But like as you said, Mark, like the one thing I like about Intamin, I agree with you. They're my favorite manufacturer for a few reasons. One, they take risks and they take chances. They're very innovative and they'll try anything. And like I said, they've created some of the best coasters that ever existed. Reliability on some of them, sure, but like like when you think about their history, the first Volcano, the first launching invert coaster, you got the first Giga Coaster Millennium and Millie, the first Strata Coaster as your Superman, it's so like they just and then they improved on that by doing Top Thrill Dragster and King Naka, so it's just they get better at what they do, and then they just say, hey, one thing I also like about them as well too, they don't really clone. They just, when you get on one, you get like, that's it. Like, there's only one I-305. There's only one Maverick. There's one Sky Rush. Like one Superman. Well, there's two Superman, I guess if you want to say the Darien Lake in America one. But the New England one, there's only one of those. But no, man, they just one Velocicoaster. So, and now, when you guys get this, this drifting Fast and Furious ride, that's going to be one of a kind. And it's just, they're just really good. And that's just their roller coasters. That's not talking about their drop towers or their flat rides as well too. They also do as well their log flumes, launch log flumes down there over at SeaWorld San Antonio. So like, they can do anything in the music industry. And now I'm pretty sure you guys saw that what is it, the Rapids ride, the drop, like, I was just gonna interrupt you and say that the one in Germany or whatever that's like got like a what's it called, a half pipe on it or something like that. That's ridiculous, man. Awesome. They are an incredible company. And that's what makes them different from everybody else. So I know everybody is fanboying and fangirling as well too on RMC, but when you ride an RMC, they're very similar. I want to see RMC step outside their comfort zone, personally. But so that's why I'm really excited to get on Fire in the Hole, because it's something different. Something different, But no, Intamin can do anything, and that's why I love them. They can do anything.
Sadly I missed Catapult Falls. I was just at SeaWorld San Antonio a couple weeks ago. Got to spend a weekend down there and see the eclipse and stuff, but that was an L, missing Catapult Falls. But I get it. It's a first of its kind, and it's still brand new, so they're going to have some kinks to work out. Right.
And to continue the gush on Intamin, the log flumes, I think it might have been on Coaster Hours, Carrick's feed. I thought I saw like a raft ride that goes into like an elevator lift, and then it kind of like has a drop tower element. I was like, am I seeing this? Comes back up. Am I seeing this right? Did you see that, Mike?
Yeah, it's Intamin. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's kind of like a Tower of Terror type, but it's like a raft ride. Yeah, it's Intamin for you. That's what I mean. Is like your imagination. It's kind of cool. Like, your imagination is only what you think you can do with it when it comes to that company. Say like, hey, you cut the check. This is what we have. This is what we think we want. Can you do it? And like, there's not a no in their vocabulary, in my opinion. They don't have a no. It's just like, yeah, we'll figure that out. They may not operate as like. I'm sorry, man. That's a shame, Joey. You couldn't. Was it closed? Is that why it was like Catapult was closed?
They were testing it in the afternoon, but they told me it was not going to open that day, and I didn't know that until I got there, unfortunately. But I'll be back. I got to come back for the new Zero family boomerang they're building. I saw the track on the ground and got pictures of it, so that was cool.
Yeah, isn't it so fun? Like, I love like, because it's like we kind of seem like we all go off on tangents, but really all it is just this passion and this enthusiasm that we have for roller coasters. It's like we start talking about like whatever this new ride's going to be at Magic Mountain, and it goes into like Roaring Rapid log flume rides. But no, I love it. So let's continue back on the. Oh, go ahead.
Quick tangent.
Yes, tangent.
Mike, Catapult Falls, credit or no credit?
Not a credit.
Not a credit. See,
yeah, I would agree.
I agree also, but they count that log ride that's built by E&F Myler in Oregon as a credit, which I think is really weird. It's just got that one little element where it's got a hill and it's
It's just one hill. That's all it is.
And Catapult Falls has like 2 or 3 of them. So I'm like, we're counting that one, but not this one. Like, there's a little bit of why are we counting a log ride as a credit? Yeah, it's a log ride.
This is why nobody's coaster count is like actually accurate, because there isn't a universal language on what exactly is a credit and what's not a credit.
There's people that count Big Thunder Mountain as 2 credits because they wrote it before it was like 70% retract. Like, dude, you how many times are you going to count a wooden coaster?
Yeah,
like, they get retract.
This
it's the
is
same
why
ride.
I don't count credits.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Oh, you see, Lily, he's the ambassador. He's like, what's he's asking his credit card? Is like, I don't get into this.
My credit account, as I always just say yes.
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 Like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, if I want to ride it, I'll ride it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's kind of like, I know I get a lot of hate for this too. It's like, I don't have any professional sports team. I don't have a team. And it just makes my life a lot less stressful and it's like happy. They're like, well, don't you want somebody to root for? I go, yeah, whoever stadium or arena I'm at. That's what I'll cheer for.
The number of TVs you've broken in anger is 0.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what? I admire someone like you because like I'm the complete opposite. I'm such a huge North Carolina Tar Heel fan for basketball. I'm a diehard certified Cowboy hater.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
no, see, that's the thing. I don't have any teams, but I have 2 teams that I don't like. I don't like the Yankees and I don't like the Cowboys.
Oh, well, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
we're good on that, man. No one's.
We can all hold hands on that one.
Fan base in sports, this Cowboys fan. I'm sorry if you're a Cowboys fan, you're listening to this. I'm sorry for you, but you're
you can at me if you want. You can unsubscribe. I don't care.
30 years of losing, and these people still think the next year's the year. 30 years, 3 decades.
We them boys.
Okay? It's been a long time.
Yeah, I think what it was is like, growing up, and just seeing all the fanboying for those, so who was it in basketball? It was like probably the Lakers and maybe the Bulls that were like the big teams,
Celtics
and then
fans too.
Yeah, Celtic fans, sure, and then like the Cowboys and then the Yankees. It was just kind of like that's all that everybody talked about. So I just said, well, I'm just not going to like those teams, but I just don't have any other. But I'm not that way with roller coasters. How about you guys? Like, I'm not really that way as far as manufacturers. There's certain rides I don't care about, but manufacturers I don't really care.
Well, I know people are gonna hate this opinion, but I'm Airtime Myke, but I don't care too much about B&M Florida Airtime personally.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of B&M Hypers because primarily like there's no thrill for me. It's all similar. So if I've been on one, I've been on most of them, and they all kind of ride the same.
Sure.
And so like because we just talked about Intamin, right? Like there's no out of control. There's no moment for me where it's gonna be a rush. I feel like anybody can ride it. And I like things that kind of push limits. And so B&M Hypers, for the most part, don't push limits. They're fun rides. They're very, very, very GP friendly, very coaster enthusiast friendly. Very relaxing, very comfortable. I like to be uncomfortable.
Myke, we live west of the Mississippi. What is this B&M Hyper you're talking about?
I think
Giovannola. It's the closest thing you've got is a Giovannola.
Yeah, so B&M worked at Giovannola. Remember, they worked there.
There you go.
No, I'm with you as far as, but I'm kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum. It's like I don't like B&M with the heaven versions. I don't know what it is. I don't like the way that B&M does their inversions. I don't know what it is. I don't like them.
It makes you sick, right? The inverts. They say inverts make you sick.
Yeah, it's weird. But I'm like you. I'm like I prefer negative G's over positive G's, and so I don't like riding a ride that makes me feel like I'm on some sort of endurance test. Like I'm just, oh look, I did it. That's pointless to me. It's like I want to be able to ride a ride, then come off smiling and laughing and having a good time. Not that like, hey, like I just climbed Everest or something. It's like it's not worth it to me. But
is this why you're terrified to get on I-305?
Yeah, I'm terrified. I don't know if the word terrified. It's just more of, yeah, it will be I-305 will be the ultimate endurance test for me. But it is an Intamin, so I'm thinking that because Intamin profiling doesn't affect me as much. Isn't that strange? It's just B&M profiling. I don't know what's that's about. But no, you're absolutely right. I will ride I-305. I'm gonna have to prep myself.
Bring a pillow.
Well, yeah, exactly. No,
and
the thing is, listen, and this is true. I've had a few people come out, invite me to come out and ride with them, but I've promised it'll be Myke because Myke said he's going to make fun of me when I fall asleep the whole time. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Night the ride, as I call it. Yeah, after the first turn, like I said, you're gonna get it. Like most people don't really like pass out. You'll get a gray out or a semi gray out. For sure. The more you ride it, like without like hydrating yourself or like that, then it gets harder and harder. Like the gray out gets harder and harder. But after that, I mean, like after that, it's just it's super fast, and there's like ejected airtime like all over the ride. So it's not just like like pure. Yeah. Let's just go. No, it's got ejector airtime in multiple locations. It's got the nice it's got some incredible laterals, really fast pacing, and it's like a complete package coaster, but people just really focus on that first turn. But no, it's got a lot going on for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I like I said, I like Intamin, I like Maverick and all that different stuff, and so it's like I think if I just prepare myself, if I stay hydrated and like eat right and make it like the first ride of the day, I think I'll be all right. I don't think I'll pass out. I think I'll be okay. But like, and if it's it has to be like not a hot day. Like I'll have to come towards the end of the season or something like that, because it's like
I'm gonna make fun of you. It's gonna be great.
Well, good. No, good. I want you to, because like for example, I've had gray out moments on really silly coasters. Like speaking of like Big Thunder Railroad, I've had gray out moments on that. People are like, do the goat trick. I'm like, no. I will have a gray out. I don't want that. Thank you. It just stinks. It's just as I've gotten older, I just this vertigo happens. It stinks. And so like when I was just barely at Busch Gardens Tampa, and no issues at all, 0 issues at all on Iron Gwazi, but I have issues on Corpus Curse. Like it makes me feel sick. It's weird.
You're not the only one that feels that way. Here's the thing. Like, I know people, they hear, I'm the guy that hates free spins. Mm-hmm. I don't mind, like a controlled spin. I love Time Traveler, right? Good ride. Yeah. I just don't like the comfort, like the uncomfortableness of a free spin that just wobbles back and forth and doesn't do anything, and that kind of gets me going. But I agree with you on Cobra's Curse. I don't know if it's the way it tracks and how the way it goes, but like I find it kind of uncomfortable. I'm not a big fan of it. Like I'll get on it if I'm alive for short line and ride it, but like when I get off, I'm like you mentioned, right? You want to get off like smiling and happy. I don't get that feeling when I get off Cobra's Curse. I'm just kind of like, I'm just kind of moving on, and that's sad because that's supposed to be a family ride in the park. Yeah. That's on the same level as Cheetah Hunt, but it just.
Well, even Cheetah Hunt, I feel Cheetah Hunt is about 30 seconds too long. And I think it's like even my wife, like she said the same thing, like without any sort of prompting from me. It's just, it kind of feels like it's like if it was 30 seconds shorter somehow, like I think you'd come off a little bit happier. And it's not that Cheetah Hunt is intense. It's just, you kind of like, okay. I don't know. It's just, I feel the same way about Scream. I think if Scream didn't have the 2 interlocking corkscrews at the end, it would be an amazing ride. Like something.
Scream, huh?
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Kumba?
I don't care about Kumba. It's B&M Looper. B&M, don't care.
It was like the first. Like there's so many layouts that were basically copy pasted from the Kumba layout.
Well, it's Anton.
Yeah, basically, it's basically like every B&M Florist except for like Dominator and Medusa.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, wasn't that was a what's his name? Stengel, Werner Stengel masterpiece, right? He's the one that designed it. Like he, So all hail to him. But it's just whatever it is. Like I didn't really care for Montu. I mean, but the thing is, it's just personal. It's like I understand that they're good rides. I understand that Kumba's a good ride, and I understand that Shikra and all. I understand, but I just don't like them. I understand I'm in the minority. It's like like I don't like dill pickles. I get it. I'm in the minority. I get it.
But so let me see. Let me put this to the test. So, are you saying at your home park then, Batman, Riddler's Revenge, Scream, like these are rides that don't interest you when you go to your home park, as to say, or like you'll get on, you're like, I'm not really feeling that, but like I'll ride something else, basically.
Yeah, like they're usually about maybe once a year rides.
Okay.
I've heard that Batman just got a new either refurbished train or something like that. Do you hear about that, Joe?
Super slow. When I rode it last time in like January, it was like, this is not the same ride. It was weird. I counted, it was like 48 seconds, and usually it's about 30 seconds drop the brakes. This thing is crawling.
Yeah, well, I heard from Dylan from Theme Park Obsession that it's actually very smooth, and so I went.
Yeah, it's very smooth. Yeah,
I went and watched it, and normally, you can hear the B&M roar and all that different stuff, and this one was just like whoa.
It is quieter.
So I thought about maybe writing it just to test it, but I didn't. But I don't mind Riddlers. Actually, it sounds funny, but Riddlers is actually probably my favorite of the B&Ms at the park because I figured out the secret of how to write it. Like where you wait, like kind of crouch a little bit, and then when they say it's locking, then you stand up, and then you've got that little bit of gap of airtime. And I think there might be something with the right position of standing that makes me not get as sick. Don't know, but. And it goes further than that, Mike, actually. So, like, I actually will not ride other Batman clones at a park because it's like I don't need to. I've already ridden a Batman clone. Why? I don't need the credit.
You don't count credits.
No.
Yes.
Don't care. You know, and that includes Goliath at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. That includes Great White.
Worst name coaster ever.
Goliath. No, there's
A
worse.
lot of those.
There's worse. There's worse.
Batman's.
But
Goliath.
with Great White.
Superman.
Yeah, Superman.
Recycle it again. Wonder Woman.
Nah, there's worse roller coaster names. Like, what's the one that I don't like? I mean, I think Montezuma's Revenge is a horrible name for a roller coaster.
Well, we know what it is.
Exactly. It's like, really?
You guys are nice because like I'm okay with those. I see like I'm gonna get backlash on this, but I can't stand those candy names at Hershey Park.
Sure.
I'm just not feeling these names.
No, you're right.
Candymonium. I don't like the name Candymonium, and I really don't like Jolly Rancher Remix. I can't stand that name. It is terrible.
Well,
I'm not feeling it.
Vekoma boomerangs are terrible. So there you go.
Yeah. I just give parks credit when they have an actual unique theme and name for their coaster, not just copy pasting like Six Flags with the DC. It's like, geez, every park's got the same names, but they just shook them up and threw them out on the table like Yahtzee. Like, okay, which one's going to be the Goliath? Which one's going to be the Ninja? Which one's the Viper?
Yeah. Well, how about this? What's your favorite Goliath? I know my. How about this? What's your favorite? Okay, we'll go around the table. I'll go last. So, what's your favorite Batman? What's your favorite Superman? What's your favorite Goliath? And what else do they have? That's it, right? Superman, maybe? Okay. No, I already said Superman. Did I say Superman?
Joker?
You did. You said Superman.
Joker. Well, not everyone has a Joker.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite Batman, Superman, Goliath? Go ahead, Joey. Mike, were you going? You were going?
No, let Joey go. Joey go.
I
really want to hear this.
I think my favorite Batman is still Magic Mountains, just from how intense it is, and it rides really hot all the time compared to. I've ridden all the other ones except for Great Americas now, so I think I got.
That's the OG,
right? That is the OG. That's on my list. Hopefully this year. Superman, got to go with the Krypton coaster in Fiesta Texas. That is my favorite floorless. And Goliath, I missed out on the one at Over Georgia, which is probably the best one because it was closed last year when I went. So that's really hard to say. I guess it's got to be the one at Magic Mountain because I don't like the Batman clone that much. Not over our Goliath. And, you know, our Goliath was really awesome when it was brand new. I mean, it had some really, really crazy forces. It didn't trim to almost a dead stop at the mid-course, and so the second half was wild.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think there was a rider that died of a brain aneurysm within a couple of years of it opening. And
it was me.
Oh, okay. Then they started trimming it harder for maintenance costs and less intense of a ride for the general public. Yeah. So I get it.
Crazy.
It's not bad. It's not bad. You know what, Joey? I feel really bad for you that you've missed out on some amazing, unique credits in your travels, like missing Goliath, which is, by the way, the best B&M Hyper that exists, which sucks. And then Catapult Falls. Like, I'm just listening to some of the things you just missed out on with just timing on it. And that's one of the things in the coach community, man, that we just hate.
Exactly.
I missed El Toro. I canceled a trip, actually, because it broke down. And that was in 2021. So then I rescheduled, went Labor Day weekend 2022, broken.
Dude, we should do that. We should do that next. We'll go around and talk about our most famous missed rides.
I'm so glad he got everything in King's Demand. All right. Yeah. so for me, my favorite Superman is at New England. Superman in New England is my favorite one. That's a great hyper coaster by Intamin. Love that one a lot. My favorite Goliath would probably be a Great America RMC. Runs great. We love the Airtime short ride, but man, it's got some that zero G roll element into the stall is awesome. What's the other one here? So Batman. My favorite Batman is actually at Over Georgia. So sorry, Mark, but that thing pulls some serious G forces in the back row, and that thing just whips so hard. It's so different in my opinion than all the other Batmans that I've actually got it classified as like my third or second favorite invert period because it runs that good. It runs just that fast. And I've caught it only on really hot days to the point where it hits so hard that it always like overshoots the brake and they have to like reset it all the time. But this thing just whips so hard on that brake. Those are my three. So yeah, Six Flags New England, Superman, give me the Goliath, the Great America, and then give me the Batman and Over Georgia.
Give me a do-over real quick. I totally forgot about Superman El Ultimo Escape. That is the best Superman.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, Mexico. Okay. I've heard good things about this ride, man. Like this, here's the best. Like it's like one of the best Morgan Hypers. Period.
It is the best Morgan Hyper. I haven't ridden Mamba yet or Wild Thing, but I don't think that's going to be much competition to Superman. It is lights out crazy. The pre-lift section is surprisingly good, and then the whole layout. I mean, it just has everything. The laterals are crazy on the Helix. The Airtime, it's got everything. It's got the floater, flowjector, the laterals. It's a really long layout. You feel like that was worth waiting. Whatever I waited for, that was worth waiting for to ride this.
Yeah, I've heard such great things about that ride. I can't wait to try to get down there and do it myself. And I'm gonna go along the same lines with mine. A very solid lineup from both of y'all. I'm gonna have some copies. So my favorite Goliath is also the one at Six Flags Great America. That is one of my. I think it's probably. I keep wanting to say it's my favorite RMC. But it's just so, because it goes back to that thing where it's like it does things. Yes, it's very short, but there's not a wasted second on that ride. Like it's so good, and like I think Gwazi
dive loop into the 0G roll is just
it's phenomenal. And that airtime, I think it's the best airtime on any RMC. That airtime hill that happens right after the first turnaround.
It's awesome.
Like, and I think Iron Gwazi is probably the closest experience that I've had to that experience on that one. I know that's a wood coaster and it's Gwazi is not, but yeah, I mean I still think that's my favorite. My favorite Superman, I've only ever been on 3 Supermans, and the other 2 are the flying coasters from B&M at Great America and at Over Georgia. So I would probably say, I guess Escape from Krypton, I guess, is my favorite. Backwards launched. I still think that's. I would really want to. I mean, those ones in New England and stuff like that. Those are huge bucket list coasters for me because, I haven't ever ridden an Intamin Hyper. I haven't been on one yet, and so yeah.
Oh yeah, you would love.
That's where we live.
They're great.
Yeah, I know. Like,
okay,
huge bucket list. So, then my favorite. What were we gonna say? Oh, Batman. So I skipped the Batman at Georgia.
Of course you did.
Because I didn't need to. I've already ridden one.
Yeah, of course you did.
Guess what? I've never ridden the OG2. Six Flags Great America is the second most visited Six Flags park because my wife's family's from there. And that's the first Batman. All that stuff. Skipped it. Didn't need to. Like, it's a walk-on. Oh, I don't care. But maybe the one at Magic Mountain as well. Maybe. What was the other thing that we were talking about?
There's a Batman at Fiesta, Texas. It rotates.
Yes, that one. Is
that's right. I have not ridden that one.
That is the worst Batman.
In honor to, in honor of you, Mike, I've actually never ridden a 4D free spin yet. Not yet.
You should consider yourself very thankful and lucky that you have not had to suffer through the ride experience. And SNS is going through some challenges. Sorry about Kenny Wood's luck there with Steel Curtain. Sorry for you Pittsburgh fans, but Steel Curtain will not open this year, sadly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
SNS is having some problems with their rides, but you should consider yourself lucky that you haven't come across an SNS free spin yet. And if I were you, if you don't like being a inverse, then you're probably not going to like the free spin.
I probably won't.
No, it's like bragging that you've never eaten a handful of cockroaches before.
I wish I could say that was okay. No, I'm just kidding. But not. Yeah, just believe it or not, I just because I get so sick on some rides, I just had never been interested. And then when I met you, Mike, through the Coaster Idiots and stuff like that, and then you were talking about it, I said, I'll just do it in honor of him. Never ride one. So.
Yes, I'm thankful for that. If I could go back and not get on the Grenade free spin over at A Great Adventure, that might have saved me a lot of frustration, for sure.
I mean, who knows? I may be drive one day, but it's not interested to me. But
do you know I rode that free spin 5? So I rode it 5 times.
Why?
because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And then on the 5th ride, I figured out what was wrong with it. I didn't like it. I hated it. And like that's what it was. I couldn't figure out what this feeling was because I actually rode something for like the first time in my life that I was absolutely disgusted in, and I didn't know what that feeling was. And like that was that feeling. I was like, I'm so disgusted.
Was it your engineering mindset? You're like, wait a minute, there's something here.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, I don't understand what's wrong. And I was like,
stop thinking here, start thinking here.
Like, that's what it is. I hate this thing so much. I'm a little surprised that neither one of you mentioned Superman up there, Discovery Kingdom. The
Skyrocket, the Skyrocket 3.
Too, I hear it's really good without the comfort.
So it's just like Phobia Fear Coaster. If you've ridden that, I mean, it's the same thing. The two-car train,
great.
Two-car train, lap bars. Does have a seatbelt, but it is night and day better than all of the 3-car trains with the comfort collars.
Yeah, I think it was fun. I mean, I think the reason why I didn't mention it is just because I just don't ever think about Discovery Kingdom all that much.
Yeah. It's my least favorite Six Flags park.
Yeah?
Wow. Really?
Not mine.
Wow. Oh, man.
I'll take Six Flags America. Man. I'll take Six Flags America all day long over Discovery Kingdom.
Six Flags America is an underrated park, by the way.
It is.
It's not a bad park.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad. It's not that bad.
Let's see, what else do they? They have a Batman there too, and that was their 40.
They got a Batwing. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's
like no, we're talking about Discovery.
It's like the best Flying Dutchman exists because it was actually built for that park.
Yeah, Batwing is amazing.
Ooh, here we go.
It's actually good.
I forgot what our other topic was. We were going to go talk about, but let's talk about our least favorite Goliaths and our least favorite Supermans and our least favorite Batmans. I'll go first. My least favorite Batman is going to be Batman adjacent. It's going to be the Dark Knight coaster at Six Flags Great America. That ride is awful, and it's probably tied for my least favorite. Maybe my least bottom 3. It's like a mock Wild Mouse indoor piece of junk. I hate it. I hate everything about it. Like, it's terrible.
The one in Mexico was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it the same ride?
It's exactly the same. It was supposed to go to New England. They started building it, and then they didn't have the permits for it.
Oh, that's right. I've heard that story, yeah.
So he's like, guess what, Mexico? You're getting a present.
Yeah. Let's see. My least favorite Superman. I'm going to say the Superman at Six Flags Over Georgia. I didn't feel very good after getting off of it. But I'm grateful for those ones that have the pretzel loop right off the bat.
Yeah.
Gets it over with. I kind of wish that Tatsu did that. I mean, obviously it can't because of the layout, but that's the reason why I'm not. I know you love Joey loves Tatsu.
Former number 1.
Yeah.
Tatsu's awesome.
I like it until
that pretzel loop is everything.
Well, it's not the pretzel loop that bothers me. It's the inline twist or the corkscrew, whatever it's called, immediately following it.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah. No,
oh man, what an awesome feeling.
Those 3 elements at the end. You have the massive pretzel loop, you have that inline twist, and then you have that crazy positive G turn helix right over the fountain.
Oh
yep.
My God.
Every time makes me feel like I'm going to go flying into the plaza.
Awesome.
See, I don't mind that part. I just don't like okay, look, I've made it out of the pretzel loop, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm like, so it's like no. Like if they waited a second or something like that before it just went right into it. I think it's like the same reason why I didn't like Montu. Like there was that moment, the Batwing didn't bother me. It was there's like another sort of similar element right towards the end where it goes into a trench and does like a little 0G or heartline roll or something. It's like, no. But let's see. What's my least favorite Batman? I don't know. I've only ridden one. So. Nah. Oh, no. I already said it. The Dark Knight. Let's Superman. And then my least favorite Goliath. I guess that's hard to say because I like the one here at Magic Mountain. I don't know. I'll say the one at Fiesta, Texas. Sure. How about you, Joey?
Oh, yep. Fiesta, Texas, Goliath. That is my least favorite of those. For Batman, easy tie for Fiesta, Texas is Batman and Discovery Kingdoms because they're free spins. Superman, I hate to say it, but it's the Intamin at Magic Mountain. It's just it's the world's tallest and fastest family coaster to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a good list, actually.
Let everybody.
That's a really good list. Actually, I had to think about that. My least favorite Batman is at Fiesta, Texas. The 40 free spin. Just absolutely just disgusting, terrible. Hated it when I got off of it. Hated it even more, and I've never been on it since. My least favorite Goliath that would it's gone now, and that was actually at Six Flags
yeah.
New England.
Oh,
That giant inverted boomerang almost broke my back. It was the worst coaster experience I've ever had in my entire life.
that was ours.
Yeah.
But
and
that, you got
put
to
the
ride
premier trains on there and ruined it. I never got to ride. I never got to ride the way with the Vekoma trains. I would have loved to have tried that.
Oh, it's too
I'm
bad.
looking forward to riding Shockwave when I go to
Silverwood.
Silverwood, yeah, aftershock.
Silverwood. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to riding that because I'm that Goliath was God. He was terrible.
Yeah, that makes us sad too.
Walk.
It makes us sad because like Deja Vu is still probably one of the most intense roller coasters I ever rode, and it was intense but awesome. You come off going, OMG.
It's terrifying getting pulled up backwards when you're staring straight at the ground. I mean, it's vertical.
Yeah. I loved it. So when it went over there, and then people were saying, "Oh, it stinks now," and then I didn't know why until we found out they had the new trains and stuff. But I wasn't able to ride the one to Silverwood just anecdotally because it's supposed to be over 41 degrees in order for it to operate.
That's right.
And when we were there, it was like 40 degrees, and we all just were like, "Let's go, let's go!" And it never made it there, so it's unfortunate. But you'll like a giant inverted boomerang. You'll like. I've heard that. The one up there in Silverwood is actually really, really good. So
I'm gonna give it a shot and see how I'm supposed to go to Silverwood later this summer, so we'll definitely give it a shot.
And you'll love Silverwood overall. It's a beautiful park. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love the park, for sure. Batman. I'm sorry, Superman.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with Joey. Like when I got off the Strata coaster at Magic Mountain, it did nothing for me. So it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad ride. I'm just saying it didn't do anything for me.
Was it forward? I was there with you, right? Was it forwards or was it backwards that you?
I rode it. Well, my first time riding, I rode it backwards, and then when I came back, when I was there, when you came up there, it was going forward. I got to ride it forward. And so I've tried them both, and it's crazy. I think forward is probably a little better than backwards
in the front row. Yeah.
Yeah, the front row. So like a little 40, but like it. I was just like, that's it. So, but it's still not a horrible ride, but compared to the Intamin Hypers and the flying models, that one just disappointed me the most.
Imagine being a teenager and the park announces for like 2 years, we're building the world's tallest, the world's fastest coaster, the first one that's going to reach 100 miles an hour, and it's going to launch you using magnets. You're just like, whoa. And it gets delayed because they're having problems with getting all the kinks worked out. And you're hearing these crazy stories about how when they launch them both at the same time, it shuts off all the power to the park, and it's just nuts. And then you wait like 2.5 hours to finally ride it when it's open, and then you get off and you're just like, what? That was it?
Now you guys got to ride it also, right? Without the over the shoulder restraint.
Oh yeah,
so did you get to ride it with just a lap bar? Was it better with the lap bar?
Oh yeah, way better. Yeah, those, especially if you're on a end seat.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, what is this?
That end seat elbow hammock or whatever you want to call it is really
like this is what it's like to have a broken arm.
Yeah, I do remember the original trains. I actually think that when they made it go backwards, it's really improved it.
It's the view.
I love the view. I love that. Also, that feeling, the feeling of going and transitioning to the vertical and just seeing the ground disappear from you.
Yeah.
I mean, this is before you had your. I guess the Intamin Blitz coaster or the what's it called Intamin. Impulse coasters would do that, but not to the extent. So before we had our Pantheons and things like that, it's like that's such a cool feeling.
It is.
So I mean, I'm excited for that with Top Thrill too. We're gonna bring things back full circle. I think that should be probably the coolest part, if it works reliably, just because I love that feeling. I think that's such a cool feeling.
We need to get, we did West Coast new editions. We need to get
that's right.
Mike to catch us up to speed on King's Dominion.
Yeah, what's going on? What are we seeing? I mean, we've heard rumors we already kind of know it's going to be a wing coaster. Is that right?
Oh, we don't even have rumors, man. It's all confirmed. I mean, you can go look it up if you want to. I mean, we got the blueprints laid out. It's all like they're already building it. Our coach is opening in 2025. Right now, currently at Kings Dominion, they've got footers have already been poured for the areas. We've already seen the blueprint laid out for us. So ML Designs did a wonderful concept art piece of it as far as the YouTube video. So if you want to go watch like a layout of it, like off ride, on ride, you can. It's pretty accurate what it is, and we're getting a B&M launch wing coaster at Kings Dominion. So I think as a volcano replacement, they're gonna have those. You're gonna be loyal to the, it's not better than Volcano. We don't know until it actually goes out. I mean, nothing's ever going to be. Volcano was one of a kind,
right?
So I don't think there was ever going to be a suitable replacement. However, what Kings Dominion is going to solve is the fact that they went and got something reliable. They got a new modern launch for the park. It's going to be heavily themed in the Jungle Expedition area, and unless you've been out there to Santa Claus, Indiana, which a lot of people have not been to, you have never ridden a launch being a wing coaster, and so it'll be the most sought out one probably in America, just for the fact that it's located off I-95 at a very popular park. Heavily themed. It'll be the fastest. I think it's gonna be the fastest, tallest, and the longest launch wing coaster. And it's also gonna be the second longest wing coaster in the United States behind Gatekeeper. So, so that's gonna help out as well, and it'll be the most heavily themed. And so, that's what we're getting here at Kings Dominion. So we're thankful for it. I think it's gonna fit in well. The GP, lost its favorite coaster in Volcano, and I think they're gonna love this one on the same level. And this is also Kings Dominion's first ground up B&M built for the park.
Oh wow,
that's right.
So
Dominator is from Jack Lake. So no, construction is going very well. Everything's walled off, footers are poured. They got the gate out front in the parking lot. So we expect that track should be arriving any day now to the park. So be on the lookout for that. Claremont Factory up there in Ohio has some B&M track laying out. So if you guys go and look at KD Fanatic 75, he's got some pictures of it. Check him out on Instagram. So he's got that loaded up as well too. So you can go look at some pictures of it. So that's going to be arriving soon. So like there's unlike you guys, there's no mystery here. Like I said, we've seen the blueprints. You can it's on public record now, so you can pull the blueprints, look at everything. You can look at every single element. I mean, you can see the blueprint of it, but you can't see the track layout. But you can see what it's gonna do. Pretty much everything laid out for it, and I think it's gonna be great. They're moving very fast in this project. And because they've already started going so fast, I think they expect it to be completely built by September. So it'll be done. Even though it's opening in 2025, it'll be structurally completed in September. And I think they're going to spend the next 4 to 5 months working on building up all the theming during the ride.
That's incredible. That's the difference between Cedar Fair and Six Flags is when Cedar Fair announces a new coaster for the next year. I mean, it's built and ready to open when the park opens for the season most of the time. Six Flags, it's like, yeah, it's a 2025, and then it gets kicked off to the next year. It gets delayed. Maybe if you're lucky, it opens late summer.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong about that. It's one thing about Cedar Fair that I really appreciate about them, and I hope moving forward as this merger, once it's officially 100% done, with the Six Flags Cedar Fair merger, that they actually adopt that method of getting rides, because it's a selling factor, right? If you're gonna market something before it comes out to your pass holders and returning guests, and saying, hey, I just bought a new season pass because we're excited about their new coaster, and then you get to the park and you realize that if you're a Great Adventure right now, you're like, there's boomerangs here, and you're like, they hadn't even started yet. You walk into Great Adventure, it's like, yeah, it even started. Georgia, same thing, it didn't even started yet. Poor what was it? Aquaman sat there at Over Texas for like 3.5 years.
Forever.
He had the logo had a clean face, and then when it opened, it had a beard.
Yeah,
that's
it looked like Joey.
That's a real thing. Looking just like Joey there. I mean, it's a real thing. He grew a beard in 3 years, man. It's amazing. But no, they're getting ahead of it. I think Canada's Wonderland is also getting a coaster as well out here in the East as well too, and they started construction on there. So kind of continuing. That one's a mystery, so we don't know what that is. There's been rumors of rumors that for manufacturers that it's possibly like an Intamin or Zimper. I don't think it's an Intamin personally. I just don't see. You just got to see how Cedar Fair works. Like they haven't really worked with Intamin on a new roller coaster in 14 years. Premiere was another one that someone mentioned as well too.
I heard about Premiere.
I've worked with Premiere since 2003. So I think it's probably gonna. If I'm following the Cedar Fair method, and you kind of see what they do, they give a company a shot. And this kind of circles back to what you mentioned about Top Hero 2. They got to give a company a shot, and we see that Zamperla is working on Montezuma, or whatever the new Montezuma is going to be. And then you're going to see, I don't know, I think it's either going to be a Zamperla or a Mock.
I can
personally
see him,
that I think going to Canada's Wonderland.
I can see a Mock. Copperhead Strike was a success.
Yeah, I think they're going to get one of those.
They got the money.
Like a modern launch.
They can cut a check to Mock.
And I think, Canada's Wonderland is a park that, they need a coaster that has high capacity because they're their busiest, they're the busiest Cedar Fair seasonal park. And so they're going to need something that's high capacity, something that, that can operate all the time. And Mock's one of those companies, and I think they're tired of B&M with their 3 B&M that primarily run the park. So I think it's going to be great for what they're going to get. Could it be an Intamin? I would love for it to be an Intamin. Sure. I just don't think that Cedar Fair has opened that door yet to Intamin, but I just think it's on the lines of, Top 302, Zamperla, Montezuma, Zamperla. We'll see. Let's see what you can do over here at Canada's Wonderland also as well. Zamperla. How
about Busch Gardens?
Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Well,
they're going to completely waste a perfect plot of land and put a family invert. That's what it
this
looks
is
like.
Frustrating. This is really frustrating, right? So this is frustrating. So like I was actually able to see the concept, but now that it's not a project anymore, I guess I can talk about it openly. But I saw the concept for like what it was going to be. I saw the name Stormbreaker. It was going to be like an awesome name. I saw the layout. It had a quad down with a zero G roll and a def roll. It was amazing. They just couldn't get a specific element to get approved by the county, like to get it going. But they probably could have worked with them to get that going for RMC. It would have been the tallest and the fastest like hybrid RMC ever built. And I think that would have been phenomenal for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. But no, they're taking what I call the Seed World kiddie program they're doing right now, right? Yeah. And so like they got penguins coming down there to SeaWorld Orlando. Phoenix Rising is going down there to Busch Gardens Tampa, and now since Tampa and Busch Gardens are sister parks, now they're getting a B&M invert. Sorry, Mark, but they're getting a invert as well. That's going to pay a little bit of homage to. Pay homage to Big Bad Wolf, even though it's not located in the Big Bad Wolf plot of land. It's located in the old land of Dragonfire. So that doesn't make any sense. But ML Designs, the same people as well too, KDFans.com leaked the blueprints for this as well too. It's basically the same as Phoenix Rising, except it has 2 lift hills on this one. So like it's kind of giving the same thing for Big Bad Wolf, and it looks like they're going to incorporate some of the same false walls that kind of like when you rode Big Bad Wolf as well. Looks like the coaster track's going to be red concept as well. I just don't, and I don't like it because one, it's another family ride at the park that they just, I know Busch Gardens is trying to go in the direction of putting more family rides in the park because they didn't have anything in the park really that was 40 inches outside of Nezzy. And the last like 3 investments have been, let's get things the height down from all the B&Ms.
What's Dark Coaster?
Dark Coaster is a kiddie ride. I know that Intamin family ride. So you got to see the park there. They went Invader, which is a GCI family ride, which is terrible. By the way, the worst she's ever been on. Then they went Pantheon, good ride, really fun ride. Then they went Dark Coaster, and now they're going B&M Mini Invert. Over there. Dark Coaster is very similar to what you're going to get at Revolton. She's at a smaller scale. And then now you're going to get another B&M invert, which is going to be in a smaller scale of Alpengeist. So, like as far as, for the park itself, they've already got the big boy versions of these rides. And now they're just making the smaller kiddie versions of these rides. And I don't disagree with it. I disagree. Plus, I put it behind the Fest House, so you're not gonna be able to see it. Had you actually built the Intamin hybrid there, it would have towered over there. You would have walked over there. It would have gave people a reason to go behind the Fest House, to go back there, and that's like the only plot of land left at Busch Gardens Williamsburg that had the freedom to have space to create something brand new and on a large scale. Now they're gonna have to like get tricky, similar like the Cedar Point, right? You got to really like get creative and how you build, rise, and plan in the future. And this is the reason why I'm glad that Kings Dominion, my home park, I guess they're both my home parks, but Kings Dominion's closer. But Kings Dominion's got all that land next to Grizzly. It's like 19 acres, and that they got a fence up right now around there. They're about to remove their go-karts, and they're about to start clearing that area out as well. So another coaster is going to get built over there also. But like I said, they're going to have the freedom to do whatever they want, and they're not going to waste that plot of land. So yeah, that's what it's a 2025, guys, is a crazy. So 2024 is kind of a okay year for coasters.
Yeah,
like nothing mega came out this year. We just got a lot of conversions.
Yeah,
right. Lightning Rod got converted. Top actually got converted. Sky Rush got converted. We just got a lot of conversions going on. But 2025
it's gonna be huge.
Is gonna be one of the biggest years in like the coaster industry. So if you're a coaster enthusiast or someone who's just getting into this, like 2020 Epic Universe is coming out.
Right.
You get the parks come out in Texas. Your Fast and Furious ride, the Cedar Canada's Wonderland, King's Dominion, potentially Valley Fair. It's a big year. I mean, it's just a huge year for roller coasters coming out. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Busch Gardens, Tampa, like they're just, everybody's just getting something in 2025. And so save the money up because there's gonna be a lot of travel. Yeah.
I mean, especially like in Florida, there's just gonna be so much stuff, and then here in Southern California, it's gonna be like, because I think everybody's like answering the call to what Universal's doing. So Magic Mountain's doing it, and hopefully we'll see what happens with Disney Forward, and all that stuff that happens there. Who knows? But it's still called Disney Forward. I can't remember. Yeah. But they just got approved for like the new lands and stuff like that. And Knott's Berry Farm, call if we can ever get Montezuma's
Berry 347.
Hey, dude, that would have been so sweet. That ride looks so legit. But let's do this. Let's go around the table right here at the very end, and before we close it out. And we're talking about all these cool rides and things, and it just kind of inspired me, Mike, when you were talking about those rumors that at Busch Gardens Williamsburg that didn't end up happening. What would be your dream coaster at your home park? So you can do Kings Island, you can do Busch Gardens. What would be your dream? Money is no option. Plots of land are no option.
I'll tell you right now. I would love to have an Engine-Ica at my home park.
Okay,
personally. I know. Like, we're just gonna go hypothetical, right? That SNS is gonna have an operating coaster. So if so SNS builds a taller, bigger version of Engine-Ica, a fourth dimensional coaster that operates all the time in the East Coast. Something on the lines of like X2 and a perfected model of X2. Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, I think the East Coast. I think America needs another one of them. It's cool that we've got an exclusive, but I do think in America and the East Coast would be a perfect spot. I think it would work great. I think that would be the true volcano spiritual successor. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
I think that I would have surpassed it, and I think it would have been extremely popular had they actually built something like that.
Yeah.
With 305 already there, I mean, it really would have put Kings Dominion on the map. Like, this is the thrill park to go to on the East Coast.
Yeah, for sure. Joey, what's your dream coaster coming to Magic Mountain?
Oh, call me a simple boy.
Simple boy. What's your
Magic Mountain is one of the very few parks in this country where they could build a giga.
Yep.
Money, no object. I think that's what would really benefit the park the most. Like, Magic Mountain's the thrill capital, right? It's the thrill park. More kiddie coasters and family rides. Yeah, you're not going to attract that much business. Everyone from Southern California associates Magic Mountain as the park for the adrenaline. And so they need to double down on that and go real big, I think.
And they got the room for it too. That's unlike a lot of other parks. Magic Mountain has so much land.
Right. Knott's isn't going to. No, that was a really funny joke.
Yeah.
But they're not going to build a giga right in front of a nursing home.
They should have.
No, they're not.
Called it Matlock the ride.
That's unfortunate, man. That's unfortunate. They couldn't get that ride right there. Like, we got a lot of land next to Grizzly that can take that same blueprint and implement it in a certain specific way. Yeah. Shh, don't say that, Mike. Don't say that too loud. I'm just saying. That's how Orion got the Kings Island. I'm just saying. That's how Orion got the Kings Island.
Yep. I still think my dream coaster at Magic Mountain, I would like to see a modern, massive Woody. Like, on the scale of Voyage or on the scale of something.
You got me now.
We need
now
it.
I'm sold.
Because it's like,
Now
we
you
have
got me.
Apocalypse, which Joey and I actually rode. I cut over to look at my he's excited. But you know what I mean? It's like, we have
gravity group.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
If we had some massive gravity group coaster like a was it a Clucluthan or whatever that name is?
Kuklane, yeah.
Something big, like, and because it's like that's what really made Magic Mountain. Yeah, we had Revolution, which was huge, but it was Colossus.
The world's tallest and fastest coaster, and the first coaster with 2 drops over 100 feet. It was massive.
Yeah, and I think that we've got inversions down. We've got lots of inversions.
Number 1 for inversions by far.
So if we brought just a huge, just beautiful, and we've got space, and like I'm not saying a Giga wouldn't work, but like just a big record-breaking wooden coaster. I think that would be amazing.
They're going to put a corkscrew in like Hades.
I know, right?
It's Magic Mountain. They're not going to have.
They're going to put a high five element, and it's going to duel, and it's going to it's going to have racers in the name.
It really is puzzling. Gravity Group got off to such a phenomenal start with Hades and Voyage, and then Ravine Flyer, and then
hey, that's your shirt.
Yeah, I got to ride it last year. It was phenomenal.
Man, 3 great layouts of roller coasters right there. You're talking about 3 incredible layouts right there.
And what's happened? They're Kentucky Flyer, Wooden Warrior, and those are great rides. Don't get me wrong, but they need to come back and do something really big soon.
It's due. They're due. It's like
Bobcat.
Yeah.
Bobcat.
That's also opening, by the way, that no one talks about. But yeah, Bobcat coming out. It's coming out soon. So.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, the thing is, those are great. I'm glad that those are coming out. It's like I'd rather see a family Woody, reality, because like those can be really fun, But I think that like a Gravity Group or I would even take a GCI, but just something that's like modern, big, awesome, paint it white. And just kind of do an homage, like that'd be really. I think that'd be cool.
They could call it Titan.
Call it Titan. Yeah, we've got Goliath. we have a Colossus, and now we need a Titan. Yeah, they'll probably call it like Joker or something like that, or Flash the wood coaster or something.
Yeah, vertical velocity have nothing to do with being vertical.
They'll call it like Iron Colossus. It's like this is not. It's made of wood, but.
What?
Those
like
are
dig into a hat and pull that name out. I was like, dig in there, like something original. No. Why would you want to do something original? Like, no, stay on the
And
plane.
plus, what's up with all these iron? The names of these iron things, Iron Men. So I was like, there's not a bit of iron in those things. They're steel, aren't they?
There's so you see, yeah. See, I was trying to be nice because Iron Man just opened up with a jolt, by the way. But it just opened up, and Dorn. It's yeah. It's like. Yeah, Night of Roxbury is going on at that last turn into the brake line, which I find to be so funny.
Yeah.
But no, kudos to Dorney, man. I'm so glad they got a new.
Yeah, for sure.
Like for sure, I'm here. I hear it's really fun, and you say like there's no break, so it's like it just powers through the entire ride, which is good.
Yeah.
But man, it's just I would like to see both you guys' ideas get built at this park. Just put the Giga in there and just combine and make it a Giga Woody.
Yeah,
there you go. Could it work? Do you think
Giga Woody?
Would a Giga Woody work? Do you think it would work?
Would it work?
Yeah.
Well, we saw Son of Beast.
I could sit on there all day. If you had a Giga Woody, especially at the first drop, like off the kind of like at the top of the mountain cliff area, you got them the park terrain very well.
Into a tunnel.
And the usage of it. Oh man, it'd be great. But no, I think Magic Mountain has a space right to build both like a big large scale wooden roller
There's
coaster
so much
and
space
a Giga coaster. I agree with both of you guys. I think both of those would be great for Magic Mountain, for sure. It's just a matter of like what manufacturer you want to go with. Joey, what would you want as far as a manufacturer for your Giga? Because you've been on an Intamin and you've been on a B&M Giga now.
As much as I love Intamin, we don't have the B&M out here, the giant B&M. I think we're due. No one else is going to build one.
Yeah. I want a Giga Hyperion clone. Hyperion looks so good.
Yes, it does.
It does look great.
I'm not talking about Hyperia, which also looks good. I'm talking about
Hyperion
Hyperion.
looks awesome,
Hyperion, yeah, right.
But no, and speaking of which, if SNS, listen, I like SNS. I've been there. I've met a couple of people. The Access coaster is legit. It is legit. God, I really hope they get their crap together.
Man, I really hope that the Transformers when they're building like that needs to be successful.
Yeah.
It just needs to be successful. It really does.
So I'm hoping the best so that we can get an Edge and Ica over there at King's Dominion for you, and we can call it X3.
Yeah, we'll just put it right there. Yeah,
X3. Project X3.
Exactly. Project 3 with the Panther. What? No, is it leopard? What's the 305?
It's like a cheetah print.
So it looks like the rumor now is that King's Dominion is so they're gonna actually have everything in Jungle Expedition themed to Jungle Expedition, which is cool. But apparently there's I gotta think I'm about to say it. So there's gonna be. It looks like this might be the only Giga that may have on-ride theming on it. Let's just put it that way. Mm-hmm. And so like, I'm just gonna give a hypothetical at that where I can say let's just put a hypothetical out there, right?
Sure.
Let's say you ride it. It's gonna be themed to some kind of animal. It's already been teased, like a panther, a jaguar, or some kind of tiger. Mm-hmm. But wouldn't it be kind of cool if they went like through a tunnel and it made like a tiger noise, and then like the little S turns or like near misses? That's something that I think would be pretty cool. Okay, I'm just giving a hypothetical. I'm not saying that's on the table. Yes, it is. I'm just giving a hypothetical for like what could potentially be happening to Project 305, especially when you read the word, it says something you can't see or unseen before. There's a opportunity that it could be the first Giga or the only Giga that has on-ride theming during the actual ride.
They could do like a Yeti, like Expedition Everest.
Exactly.
But make it with a good foundation so it works.
Yeah, it's just going to be flashing lights. But no, that's cool. No, that's cool. Yeah. But are you going to be going too fast to be able to see these hypothetical
near misses?
Yeah.
It is freaking fast.
Yeah.
The ride is
I don't
fast.
like the rumors people are stirring up like, oh, they're going to trim it so it's more family friendly. Like, they're not doing that.
Right.
They're not doing that.
The heads will roll.
They're not doing that. No. The ride runs great, actually. The way it
does.
Is. For a ride being 14 years old, it actually runs really good. For like what it is.
Yeah, it won't happen. All right. Well, let's go around and we'll wrap this up. We've been having a fun time. I hope everybody watching has been having a fun time. That's the great thing about the Enthusiast Roundtables. We're actually here. Joey can actually confirm that the table is actually round.
It
right?
is. This is a round table.
It's an actual round table.
100%.
I should probably get a fourth camera to be like God view or something like that so people can actually see. But I think this is the reason why I like these shows is because we all get together and we all just start talking, we start having fun, and we start getting the enthusiast and enthusiast roundtable, right? Where we're really excited and it's fun to talk, and I love hearing everybody's opinion and I actually like being in floater. Mike hates being in floater, but you know what? We're still friends at the end of the day, right? It's the name of the game, and so I'm so grateful for both of you guys to come out and we can start these shows picking up again, which I'm going to start doing weekly. We're going to start doing weekly shows again. Sorry for the little bit of a delay, but I think I've worked out all the technical issues, even though these guys will laugh and say it took about 45 minutes to work out all the technical issues before we started.
It was
like an hour.
Well worth the time.
but we have a good time, right? So I'm going to throw it over to you, Joey. I want you to give me your socials, where people can find you, and what you got coming up next for as far as a coaster and theme park related. What's going on?
Well, you can find me at Single Rider Coasters on Instagram. I don't have YouTube or anything like that. And I've got a big Midwest plan for this year. Last year was like the best year ever for me for coasters. My company sent me to the East Coast of Northern Virginia, and that was like the perfect spot to go just wipe out some of the best coasters in the world, let alone the United States. And so this year, it looks like I'm going to spend a few months in the Midwest, and so I'll get to hit all the parks that I wasn't able to hit already. So I'm really excited for that. Valley Fair, Worlds of Fun. Hopefully I get to Great America. I mean, Great America is like the last big Six Flags park that I haven't made it to yet. Not counting Darien Lake or Great Escape. They're not big enough to fit in that category, but that's me.
Nice. You'll like Great America. It's a cool layout. It's a cool vibe, and hopefully all the rides are open when you're there. Mike, what you got going on?
Let's see here.
Oh, you got something big coming on.
Yeah. We got the Blusiast event. Is we have our third annual Blusiast meetup happening at the Roller Coaster Rodeo at San Antonio, Texas, at Fiesta, Texas. So Six Flags. Tickets are still available, so anybody who wants to come can still go out there. We'll be there June 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're very excited about that. Huge meetup coming. Lots of content creators, enthusiasts, YouTubers, and influencers that are arriving as well, along with all the Black enthusiasts as well. So we're very thankful for the park for hosting that. And I hear rodeo events are a very good event, so we're excited for that. As far as me, I'll actually be in Joey's area. So prior to that, I'll be going to Hollywood Nights. My annual, what I call the annual Myke event, because Hollywood Nights is the best event that exists. Holiday World, Santa Claus, Indiana. Can't wait to get there. Hollywood Nights, but I'll be in the Midwest as well too. So I'll be hitting parks like Silver Dollar City. I've never been on Lost Island, so I'm going to Lost Island for the very first time. Hopefully not the last time.
Yeah.
It's going there. Gonna see some back to Silver Dollar City. Gonna come out there Kansas City area to go finally get on Zambezi Zinger. And a co-shade it's getting married as well later on this summer as well too. So that person will disclose which one of them is getting married when they're ready to disclose which one of them is getting married. But all the co-shade idiots were heading, the L2 Orion crew, we're all heading to a wedding later this summer again. So we're excited about that. But you can hit me on Instagram, Airtime_Myke. It's Myke with the Y. And also check out the Blusiast. That's BLU. SIAST, the Blusiast as well. So
go let people see the shirt. Check it out. The merch you can buy as well. See, there's the Blusiast right there.
Let me move the mic out
looking
the way.
Looking nice. Look at that. There it is.
So get the Blusiast together. Shout out to Block Breaks, who actually helped us on the logo as well too. So we appreciate that for her work and doing that. And we also got some good people as well, man. Shout out to Sammy for doing all the background stuff for the online store, and a close side Friction Steph for helping up with the flyer. So definitely want to make sure we get them the credit. And of course, all the Bluesies who come out there. So now, man, we have a good time, man. And Mark, thank you for working out all the kinks behind the microphone there, getting it all set up and ready to go. We love these round tables, man. I watch them all the time. It's a big hit and a big deal. And I'm gonna have to get out there in that office my next time I'm in Southern California, which I will be in actually in July. So I may have to hit you up in
nice. July. Hey, there's a seat waiting for you. There's always a seat waiting for you, and there's always a seat for anybody who wants to come and be a guest on the Enthusiast Roundtable. You just hit me up at enthusiastroundtable@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram. I am _ambassador_ERT. Send me a DM. Everybody's welcome. You're a creeper. If you're a creeper, then you're not welcome. But everybody else, does anybody who is a creeper, do they self-identify as a creeper? And they're like, hi, I'd like to be on your show, but I'm actually a creeper, so I don't know if you accept me. No, but I pretty much, what I like about the whole purpose of this roundtable is to bring anybody on. I don't care how many subscribers you got. I don't care how many coaster credits you got. Do you like roller coasters? Do you like theme parks? Come sit down with people who have thousands of credits. I don't care if you've got 2. Everybody's opinion is valid. Everybody's opinion is just as good. We're here to talk about these fun mechanical engineering marvels that bring us joy and happiness, so we don't have to turn to drugs. So just say no, everybody. No, but that's what I love about this community. That's the main reason why I wanted to start this channel, was just to bring everybody in, virtually or in person. So, Myke, you're always welcome. Hopefully, I'm going to put, and as well as Joey and Myke, I'm going to put everybody's contact and socials and fun stuff like that down in the description below, so that you can check it out, check out the merch, and check out the Blusiast, and check out Myke and all that fun stuff. So again, thank you both for joining us last minute. Fun behind the scenes chit chat's always a great time. And again, make sure you follow both of these guys, and if you're in the Midwest, hit them up, and maybe you could have ride some coasters and say hey to both these cool guys. And maybe, you guys are probably going to meet up, right?
Yes,
Myke. See, and
we are going to try and meet up.
This show brought them together.
Going to see him real soon, man.
Again,
I got to return the favor, man. He came to my home park, man. Showed him a good time, man. Had a good time at Kings Dominion, and it was really good. I love seeing people ride Night the Ride. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, cool. I hit the wrong button. But again, thanks again for on behalf of Joey, which is Single Rider Coasters, and Myke from Airtime Myke and the Blusiast. This is the ambassador saying, everybody ride together. Let's go.